So let that go. Let it go. Let it go. I can't hold it back anymore. Let it go. Let it go. Ba 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 bum. Bum bum bum. La 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 la. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think this is gonna work. So we're not gonna do that. That's fine. All of this updated for me, didn't it? Or did it not? Stream settings. Stream health. Analytics. Oh. Edit. Finishing the Ranger subclasses. Okay. Visibility. Public. This isn't. I mean, unless I can put dungeons. Okay, I hate YouTube. Dungeons and dragons. I can't really do that, huh? Yeah, because it'd be it online for gaming. So how would I do Dungeons and Dragons but not? Do I just do entertainment? Probably. Not made for kids. AI, no, no AI. Automatic chapters, featured places, automatic concepts. Uh, There's a lot of fucking things to do for YouTube. Holy Christ. Alright, whatever. I'm gonna go. I feel like TikTok's not working. Also, just a sneaking suspicion. Let's see. Or how did I do this again? Search you here. Yep, it's not working. Awesome. That's so cool, dude. Why are you not working? Go to here. Oh, because it disconnected. Okay, now it's connected. Hey, I can see chat now. What up, chat? Sub bitches. Okay, I don't know why it disconnected me, but I can see chat now. I don't know why chat wasn't working. Okay, everywhere's up. Fuck. Are you playing a game? No, we're not going to be playing games today. No games. No games. Okay, where is my 5e tools? Is Obsidian still tweaking, by the way? No. Okay, good. There was something I was working on. I've kind of been trying to do it off stream, but fixing all of the spells. Because all of our spells were all fucky. And I don't know what to do to fix them, TBH. Well, I do know what to do. It just takes forever. But I need to go through and manually, samually, fix all of the links, which is a giant pain in my ass. And fucking sucks. Which, like, is fine, I guess. But it takes forever. And hence why I'm not doing it on stream, because it's incredibly boring. Okay, classes. Who did we leave off on for the Ranger? 5e tools is being exceptionally slow today. We left off on, what is it? Hollow Warden. We're almost done with the Ranger, though. So we're definitely going to be able to get this done and then also move on from here. Hollow Warden. Did I finish Hollow Warden, or is that just where I need to go next? Rules. Not spells. I'm not working on that today. Classes. Ranger. Hollow. Hello? Hollow Warden. Here we are. Okay. I didn't change my scenes. Can you guys tell I haven't done this in a while? And then I'm assuming vertical also switched. Baller, 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 baller. Okay. Okay. So now we can get started on this. Hollow Warden. Okay, we're gonna get rid of the work on progress. And scroll her down all the way to level 3 so we can start working on the actual subclass features. At any point we should see um the Git plugin trying to do stuff. It'll I feel like I fucked something up at some point, so it might show errors. I'm hoping it doesn't though. I'm hoping everything is working just fine. We will see though, we will see. Oops. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Do we have all of the spells for their spell list? The rangers, if I recall, are only like partial casters, so they won't always have spell lists and shit. Let's see. Oops. Oh, there we go. Hold up. We'll have to expand this to see if it has a longer name. No, it's just Wrathful Smite. Okay. But I have everything else, so that was really easy. Oh, it's even one from the player's handbook, so how have we not gotten that before? Interesting. We finished the Paladin, right? Yes, we did finish the Paladin, because this is a Paladin spell. And somehow none of the Paladins got it as a free spell. Interesting. Okay, go to here. Fix the U, do the U. Oh, hold on. This doesn't need to be a link at all. Okay, there we go. Are any of these titles of stuff? Yes, they are. Dut, dut. And dut, dut. Dut, dut. Dun, dut, dut. Shitty attack, get that there. Unnerving aura. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Level 7. Poll, everything is up to date. Okay, so poll is working. We'll have to wait to see if push is working. I thought I had it set to a shorter period of time, TBH. So I'm surprised it's not just automatically going. I, hmm. I might just have to manually go through and push the files over to GitHub, which is fine, to be honest. Not really that worried about it, because it'll get done regardless. It would just be really nice if it would all be done automatically, just to lessen the amount of times that I'm likely to end up just forgetting and closing Obsidian and GitHub without saving any changes. I mean, to be honest, all of the changes for whatever system I'm editing on, whether it's my PC or my laptop, the changes are always still going to be done locally, or I'm going to have local changes constantly anyways. So it isn't like the changes are just gone, but that just opens up the opportunity for there to be file discrepancies, which isn't ideal. Hi, hello, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? How we doing? How we doing? Hit points. Gonna have to fix that real quickly. There's probably a way. I keep saying this, and I will probably never do it. To make it to where you can have multiple different like titles linked to the same note, but I don't know how to do that. Now, at least nothing has popped out as an easy way to be able to do that. Okay, Hollow Warden is done. Huh? Okay, the Hunter Ranger. Hunter Ranger. Oh wait, there was the new spell I forgot. Immediately forgot about that. Let's see. Are spells up here or below? Below. I know my alphabet. Let's see. Spells. What level of spell was this? Level 1 necromancy. Note. Wrathful smite. Grab you. Go. Pop up. That's a lot of words. That's a lot of words. Bonus action, which you take immediately after hitting a creature with a melee weapon or an unarmed strike. Indubitably. Wait, bonus action. Oh, which you take immediately after hitting. I don't know why I read that as after something hits you, and I was like, that's just a reaction. That doesn't make any sense. No, it does make sense now. Now that I actually learned to read correctly, it makes sense. Okay, pop. Dot. Luckily this one doesn't have a bunch of like extra links and shit. So it will be a fairly quick spell to get jotted down. Luckily. Dude, I'm constantly paranoid that things aren't working. Okay, we'll check after we finish this. Okay. Classes. Paladin. Subclasses is the Hollow Warden Ranger, the Hex Blade Warlock, and it's in here twice for some reason, so I don't need to do that. And then feats, and I can just copy and paste these, and we'll fix them to be internal links. Okay, perfect. Yeah, what is on my desk? Get away. Okay, now the paranoia is gonna kick in because I am afraid nothing's working. Pop. Okay, it is. Dude, it's like it's a constant paranoia. Things don't work once and then you're constantly worried about it not working. It is never ending. Okay. Back to working on the Hunter Ranger. Hold. Nothing is getting pushed for some reason. I don't know why nothing is getting pushed though. Yeah, what's happening? Why is nothing getting pushed? Auto commit and sync. Split timers. Don't know. Jesus loves you, man. That's pretty gay. Not gonna lie. And I don't think he's about that, if I remember correctly, from when I went to church. I don't know. You could do something baller though and not push religion on people. You could be just like a normal human being and not do that. You know that, right? Yeah, push is supposed to automatically go. I don't know why it's not going. Okay, so now we can go back down to level 3 for this guy, the Hunter Ranger. Let's see. Grab the U, copy here. Okay. Oops, that's not right. There we go. Perfect. Oops. Oh my goodness, good thing I'm not playing fucking. My brain just died. Hold on. Good thing I'm not playing Marvel Rivals Day. I cannot seem to aim my fucking cursor. Those are bolded text, yes. These are names of these actions. Points. You there. Perfect. Okay. And here we go. Here, I'll start reading these out actually. I do need to somewhat learn at least a little bit of these. Hunter protects nature and people from destruction. You stalk prey in the wilds and elsewhere, using your abilities as a hunter to protect nature and people everywhere from forces that would destroy them. Hunter's Prey. You gain one of the following feature options of your choice. Whenever you finish a short or long rest, you can replace the chosen option with the other one. Colossus Slayer. The tenacity you wear down, even the most resilient foes. I like to say most resilient of foes, personally. When you hit a creature with a weapon, the weapon deals an extra 1d8 damage to the target. If it misses any of its hit points, you can deal the extra damage only once per turn. That's kind of cool. I like that. As like a starting level thing to make you just more powerful. I like it, Cabasso. Horde Breaker. Once on each of your turns, when you make an attack with a weapon, you can make another attack with the same weapon against a different creature that is within 5 feet of the original target, that is within the weapon's range, and that you haven't attacked this turn. Hunter's Lore. You can call on the forces of nature to reveal certain strengths and weaknesses of your prey. With a creature, while a creature is marked by your hunter's mark, you know whether that creature has an immunity, resistance, or vulnerability. And if the creature has any, you know what they are. This is cool. I like this. This is useful because there's a we have a lot of I don't know if a lot of is right, but having monsters with vulnerabilities, resistances, feels useless a lot of times because players don't know about them, and then they end up just not utilizing them because they just don't know what they are. And you oftentimes, for at least with D&D players, you end up not having a bunch of players just trying out a bunch of different types of attacks during a combat because they just want to do the thing that does the most amount of damage, or the thing that they know from previous encounters what does the most amount of damage. Like sometimes if they're fighting like an ice creature, they'll be like, "Oh, I will use fire damage," and they'll do that. But if you have like a creature that's like resistant to slashing damage, or vulnerable, more specifically to like piercing damage, but it isn't like immediately obvious, they'll just never do it. So I don't know, having something that makes that more obvious, I guess, I think is nice. Get rid of Ranger. Already did Horizon Walker, Hunter, and then we're going on to Monster Slayer. Let's see. Are there multiple kinds? No, just one. Okay. Let's show Ranger Subclass. Go into you, grab all of this. Copy. Okay. That, that, perfect. That, okay. And they also have a spell list. Let's hope that it's not too much of a hassle to add all the spells. Okay, protection from evil, good. I'm sure we have that one. We have Zone of Truth. I don't know if we have Magic Circle. We do. Banishment we have, and Hold Monster we have. Okay, that was nice and easy. Fuck yeah, dude. Oops, oopsies, oopsies. I'm getting too much. Hold on now. You here. Dot, dot, dot. Damn, they have a lot of stuff off the rip. This feels like it's going to be very, just from glancing at it, it looks like it's going to be very similar to the previous one. We'll see though. Okay, nothing was different. Okay. Oops. Monster Slayer. You have dedicated yourself to hunting down creatures of the night and wielders of grim magic. A monster slayer's a monster slayer seeks out vampires, dragons, evil fae, fiends, and other magical threats. Trained in supernatural techniques to overcome such monsters, slayers are experts at unearthing and defeating mighty mystical foes. Monster Slayer Magic. Starting at 3rd level, you learn an additional spell when you reach a certain level in this class. As shown in the Monster Slayer spell table, the spell counts as a ranger spell for you, but it doesn't count against the number of ranger spells, you know. Do they have a different table? Is what I think I'm learning here. No, I don't even see a Monster Slayer table for them. Hmm. Okay. So I'm assuming somewhere there's supposed to be a table and it isn't showing for some reason, which is a little bit concerning. Hmm, that's fine, I guess. And then the spells. Hunter's Sense. At 3rd level, you gain the ability to peer at a creature and magically discern how best to hurt it. Yeah, I mean, this is like the same thing. Yeah, no, this is literally the same thing. Except you do extra damage against it, which is, it's literally the same thing, to be honest with you. It's just flavored slightly differently. It's kind of lame. Isn't Ranger like the super, like, mid class? I'm pretty sure. From like everything I understand, Ranger's always just kind of mid. You like nobody like actually wants to play Ranger. Like you'll play Ranger once because like Ranger sounds cool, and then you play Ranger and you're like, man, I wish I played literally anything else. This is always just like the one people don't want to play. I don't know. It's like the idea of Ranger is super cool. The execution of Ranger is quite bad. Okay, we did Monster Slayer, and then Primordial something. Primordial something rather. Primordial Archer. Like I don't know, them being a archer main is really cool though. If you have like a ranger and they're actually like a ranged character that isn't magic, I think that'd be really cool. I wish that they went full hog into that. They fully delved into them just being really good at ranged combat. And that like classes such as like fighter or even rogue just wasn't as good at it. I don't know. Because it just feels like you'd rather play a different, almost like you'd just rather play a different class because it gets the same benefits as ranger plus other stuff. There's no reason to actually play the ranger. Like some of the subclasses are kind of cool, I guess, and you get like specific things from some of them, but like they're just not as good as other options, you know. Go fix this. I need to go into healer's kit real quickly and get rid of the this thingy. This, what the fuck are those called? I need to get rid of that because it will cause issues later. Into here. Okay. Oh, accidentally didn't get this whole ass sentence for some reason. Right here. Oops. No, 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 no. Grab all of you. Up, up. Okay. Fix that. And their spell list. Dut, dut. Yeah, all of the Yeah, all of the dudes after this, I think, are the ones that's gonna take the longest. So while technically, numerically, we're like halfway through ish. I need to fix this one. This one isn't right. I think that the last couple of classes and their subclasses are gonna take the longest, just because they're all spellcasters and like primary spellcasters, which means I'm gonna have to be more than likely adding a bunch of links and spells, which will take for fucking ever. Like the thing that is currently taking me the longest is oh, excuse me, having to deal with spells. Because getting like an individual subclass into here genuinely doesn't take very long. It takes like at most, if you don't account for how long it takes me to add this like unlinked spells, right? Then it takes me like at most 10 minutes to get a subclass done. But having to add all of the spells and the spells links genuinely takes forever. What am I doing? Hold on a minute. Why am I doing that? Level 7. What the fuck am I doing? Copy, get rid of this, get rid of all of the gaps here. Okay. That was level 11, right? Level 11. Okay. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Okay, level 50. I went down to level 50 and I was like, wait a minute, I haven't scrolled down like this entire time. That's not right. Okay, there we go. Jesus Christ. What was I saying? I genuinely don't remember. Okay. Back up. Primordial Archer. Okay, Rockborn Ranger is up next. Get rid of that. We're gonna finish that today. Oh my lord. That's a lot of words. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Holy Christ. It's a lot. Holy words, Batman. Why is there so much? God damn. Okay, yeah, for some reason, it's not auto pushing, and I don't know why. I don't know what I did to make that stop happening, but it is no longer pushing. I think we have all of these. Legend lore might be one we don't have, but I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, we already have all of these. Perfect. So that is the nice thing. To be honest, I feel like once I get done, what's the one I'm the most worried about? So once we get to, I think the sorcerer is when things are going to take for fucking ever. But getting things done with the sorcerer will make things quicker for the spellcaster sidekick and the warlock and the wizard. Because they all use the same. Actually, I think that's changed since. Oops. I think that's actually changed since 2014. But they use very similar spell lists. So for the most part, it shouldn't take as long, hopefully. Rockborn. The Rockborns are nomads of the sky who travel the world on the backs of ancestral rocks. These travelers understand that the air and wind aren't just one force, but the collective efforts of untold numbers of spirits that are carried along by it. By listening to the wind, the same way a medium beckons to the dead, a Rockborn can learn more about the weather, their path forward, and even themselves. Many Rockborn grow up and live in this culture for their entire lives. but some have been known to begin their own journeys. Alternatively, your path may have been crossed by a powerful wind-born spirit later on in life, allowing you to suddenly feel and heed the guiding winds inside you. By calling on the spirits of the wind to aid them, rangers of this archetype can exert a degree of control over both wind and weather. These skills were passed down by passed down from the rocks to their first rockborn, and continue to live on through the dedicated instructions of rockborn elders, both living and dead. You may be taught these skills or have them passed on to you through the guidance of rockborn spirits in whispers, dreams, or moments of deep meditation. Rockborn magic. Starting at the wait, this is guiding wind. Starting at third level, you may when you make an attack, you can whisper to the wind to have it aid your strikes. Once on each of its turns, you can choose one of the following benefits. When you I can't read right now, Jesus. When you hit with a weapon attack, the target takes an extra 1d4 damage of the weapon's type. When you reach 11th level, the extra damage increases to 1d8. Okay, so far this is worse than the first one we worked on today, which is interesting. But that's just so far, there's more options. When you miss with a weapon attack, you can change its trajectory to attack a different target up to 5 feet away from the original one and within range of this weapon. When you do, the attack roll against the new target is equal to the original attack roll plus your wisdom modifier, minimum of 0, so it can't be negative. When you reach 11th level, it increases to 15 feet, which is kind of crazy actually. So like if you're barely missing a target and you're fighting like multiple of the same type of target, like you're just fighting a bunch of like goblins, let's say, you're able to just hit a bunch of those guys. That's kind of cool, especially if you like just barely miss. Dude, that'd be so useful. Wait, how many times can you do this? Once on each of your turns. Oh, wait, no, that's kind of goated. Hold on, that's sick. I like that. Whispers of knowledge. Also at third level, you can seek knowledge through meditation by calling upon the spirits carried on the wind. You can spend 10 minutes communicating with these spirits to gain proficiency in one skill or tool of your choice that you don't need your proficiency in. As a traveling spirit shares its knowledge with you, you lose this proficiency the next time you use this feature or finish a short or long rest. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier, a minimum of once. You regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Yo, that's kind of sick. I like that. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Pretty bala. Pretty bala, pretty bala, pretty bala. No, I mean, this is cool. I like the flavor. This is... What is this from? Oh, it's the Griffin Saddlebag. No, the Griffin Saddlebag is pretty sick. I like it. I like the vibes. It's pretty cool. Hold up. Let come with me, Angel Bear, in the world of your imagination. Ba ba ba, la la la. Oops, I just closed my stream deck on accident. God damn it. Hold on. Stop. Wait a minute. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Grab you. I'm seeing big numbers in this next ability. Windswept. By 7th level, the winds clear a path for you and ushers you forward. Your walking speed increases by 5 feet. You ignore any movement penalty caused by strong wind, and you can't be pushed because of strong wind against your will. In addition, you have resistance to cold damage, and you're acclimated to high altitude, including elevation of above 20,000 feet. Damn. I feel like it should be higher than 5 feet, no? Because a lot of other classes and subclasses let you go up to 10. I feel like it should be higher. I mean, 5 is still cool and all. I would personally push it up to 10. Oops. Soar. At 11th level, you can use a bonus action immediately after you make a running jump to grow a pair of spectral rock-like wings that last until the end of your next turn, or until you touch the ground again. While the wings are present, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. Okay, I mean that's cool. I guess that makes up for it, but that's still at a level 11, which most people will never be able to fucking play. Kind of sucks. Oops. Whoa, what am I doing? Hurricane. At 15th level, you connect to the wind. Your connection to the wind is strong that whoa. Level 15, your connection to the wind is so strong that its spirit can come to your defense as a magical buffeting tempest. When you take damage, you can use your reaction to give yourself resistance to that damage, or take no damage instead if it was falling damage. When you do, each creature of your choice within 15 feet of you must make a strength saving throw against your ranger spell save DC. On a failed save, a creature takes a bludgeoning damage equal to your ranger level and is knocked prone. On a successful save, a creature takes half as much damage and isn't knocked prone. When you use this feature, you can choose to follow the wind spirit to immediately fly you to an unoccupied space that you can see within 30 feet of you without provoking opportunity attacks. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short long rest. So you get a fucking superhero slam. You get like a fucking boss battle. They jump up and slam onto the ground and stuns people. Dude, that's awesome. I like that. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It's pretty sick. Okay, rock out of here. Swarmkeeper. Swarmkeeper sounds sick as fuck. I'm excited to see what this has actually. Dude, I hope it's genuinely like you call upon bees. Wait, what was that YouTube animation? Dr. Bees? Professor Bees? What was it? What the fuck is that animation called? I don't remember what it's called, but you can be that guy. What was it called? I don't remember. I like the thought of this though. Okay, hold up. Let's add this to the dictionary. Okie dokie. There's a lot of things here. There are a lot of things happening in here. What the fuck? Hold on, this looks interesting. So you can have more than it just be like insects and stuff and like bugs. I like that. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Oh my lord. Okay, there are a lot of words here, chat. So don't be alarmed. There's a lot of words. Everyone, it's okay. We'll be fine. We'll make it through. Oh my god, it just keeps going. And they get oh my lord. Okay, they genuinely just keep going. Dude, the Stormkeeper has so much. And then we grab you. I don't know if I have some of these spells. They don't look that familiar. I might be wrong though. I have added a lot of spells, so it is very likely that I forgot some of them. Like Insect Plague, I've done Insect Plague apparently. Don't remember doing that. I apparently did that. Alright, Swarmkeeper. Feeling a deep connection to the environment around them, some rangers reach out through their magical connection to the world and bond with a swarm of natural spirits. The swarm becomes a potent force in battle, as well as helpful company for the ranger. Some swarm keepers are outcasts or hermits, keeping to themselves and their attended swarm rather than dealing with the discomfort of others. Other swarm keepers enjoy building vibrant communities that work for the mutual benefit of all those they consider part of their swarm. Dude, imagine being a swarm keeper, but you like actually have like a list of like 100 names. And like you know the names of every single one of your little guys. I think that'd be fun. I think that'd be pretty sick. Um, Gathered Swarm. A swarm of intangible nature spirits has bonded itself to you and can assist you in battle. While you're alive, the swarm remains in your space, crawling on crawling on you or flying and skittering around you within your space. You determine its appearance or you generate its appearance by rolling on the swarm appearance table. So you can have swarming insects, miniature twig blights, fluttering birds, or playful pixies. Oh, the birds is cool. I like that it's different. I like that you have options. And you could probably definitely workshop like with your DMs like something different. Hmm. Once on each of your turns, you can cause the swarm to assist you in one of the following ways. Immediately after you hit a creature with an attack. The attack target takes 1d6 piercing damage from the swarm. The attack's target must succeed on a strength saving throw against your spell save DC or be moved by the swarm up to 15 feet horizontally in a direction of your choice. Dude, wait, that's awesome. You are moved by the swarm 5 feet horizontally in a direction of your choice. Would that... I'm assuming that would provoke opportunity attacks because it doesn't say it doesn't, right? You are moved. But that... So, opportunity attack works by pushing or like moving willingly out of a space. So this would be considered willingly, right? Like definitely, because it's you're the one doing it. So I think this would still proc opportunity attacks because it just doesn't say it doesn't. It's your swarm. A swarmkeeper's swarm and spells are a reflection of the character's bond with nature spirits. Jesus Christ. Take the opportunity to describe the swarm and the ranger's magic in play. For example, when your ranger casts gaseous form, they might appear to melt in the swarm. Instead of a cloud of mist or the arcane eyes spell cloud, create an extension of your swarm that spies for you. Such descriptions don't change the effects of spells, but they are an exciting opportunity to explore your character's narrative. Yeah, so it's just telling you to flavor your shit. Flavor that shit. We don't like bland stuff around here. Oh yeah, no, this is also telling you to try and customize all of your stuff, and yeah, I like this. Swarmkeeper's magic. You learn the oh yeah, yeah. Oh, you just get mage hand. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Your swarm's going around and grabbing stuff for you. I like it. I like that they actually. I think this is why Tosh is like everyone's favorite like extension, like book extension, is that it's all like it's pretty much telling everyone to flavor your shit. It has such good flavor text, and like it gives you a good like starting point for flavoring everything. I like it. What is this? Riding tide. You can condense part of the swarm into a focused mass that lifts up. Oh, it lets you fly. Yo, that's sick. Dude, okay, wait, I really like this one. This one's really cool. Can I be honest? I know I was just saying I think that they should be better like rangers from distance. I like that this one is this one doesn't feel ranger by the way at all. Like I think I originally my very first class that I played was a ranger. But that's because I thought they were gonna be like bowmen, right? They were gonna be like, you know, people who fought at range, and that's like what they specialized in, and then they didn't do that. And I was disappointed. I wish that it just wasn't like that. I wish instead it was just called like hunters, something like that, something that was a lot less making it seem like you're just supposed to use bows, and like creative ways to use bows would have been really cool, but they just kind of didn't do that for some reason. But like I don't know, there are genuinely such cool ranger subclasses, but like also there are things that don't have to do with range. I guess that one kind of did in a sense. If you squint your eyes, like you're making your little fucking swarms go out and do stuff while you aren't doing them, I guess. But like still, it's not that. rangery. In the context of D&D is rangery, but from like if you were like talking to somebody who doesn't play D&D, right? And you're like, "Oh yeah, what would you think a ranger did?" And they'd be like, "Oh, they use a bow, they use a crossbow, they use me, stuff like that." And I was like, "Ah, no, they control bugs. You fucking idiot. Why would you even think that, you dumbass?" I don't know. I'm not a fan of the. If you can't tell, I'm not a fan of the ranger. I don't like the way that they have done it. I wish they would just call it a different class, TBH. I think that would be a lot nicer than Ranger. Or just create a new fucking class and create actually good Ranger subclasses that are specifically for a Ranger rather than I control bugs, which is more of a fucking druid thing anyways. That's literally just more of a druid thing. I control a swarm of creatures. So would that not be a druid thing? Am I bugging? Or I guess this other one that we have now is the tamer. Would it not also just be a tamer thing at that point? Am I bugging? I feel like it's just more of a anything but ranger thing. And they probably both have something that does it better, to be honest with you. I don't know if the tamer does. The tamer's still really new and they don't have that many subclasses yet. But I feel like they would both just have better abilities for doing something like that. Also, this isn't the right paragraph to do what I'm trying to do. I don't know. I feel like Ranger is like the most underwhelming class. Like a lot of people say the Paladin. I think the Paladin is like the least played class if I remember correctly. Cause doesn't D&D Beyond, they do something that's like Spotify Wrapped, except it isn't like showing you what you did. It's instead like they like do a thing for like, hey, here was the most played this. And it's most created like things within D&D Beyond. Here was the most made thing. Here was the least made thing. Here's all of them compared to each other. Yeah, rada, right? I feel like Ranger's at the bottom. No, not Ranger. Paladin's at the bottom for some reason. Even though I think the Paladin has better classes and subclasses, personally. I don't know. I feel like Trapper. Hold on. Wait a minute. Trapper, is that not just Tamer and Trapper? That's funny. Okay. I don't know. Ranger Ranger is I feel like is the worst class, no? I feel like that's what we got to do with them is put them at the bottom. I feel like that's where they belong. That's just where they go. They're kind of the worst. And like don't get me wrong, you can definitely make them cool and work. If you're anyone who's a good player can definitely make them work, but I feel like they're mid as fuck by the books. And also it feels like wizards themselves. What the fuck what? Why did that happen? I don't know, it feels like wizards themselves even doesn't know what to do with the ranger because of how varied, how like all over the place they end up being. I don't know. I just don't fuck with them. Maybe I'm just jaded from oops, I didn't mean to do that. Maybe I'm just jaded from wanting to play a ranger that's like a bow guy and then them not really being very good bow guys. And finding out that you could just play a fighter who will end up being better with bows anyways. I don't know. It's so lame. I just want a cool bow class. That's like bows is our thing and that's what we're good at. And then you could do it in more creative ways. I don't know. This one seems like it though. Is what I'm seeing so far. But it's also like traps and stuff. Traps are very cool. I guess that's kind of cool. Genuinely, yeah, it feels like the Ranger was meant to be like a hunter class. Like what they do is they hunt things, which I guess is bow. If you're like sticking with like the fantasy vibes, you're using a bow for that. But I don't I don't know. I wish it was just called something different. Even okay, I know this is called the Trap Ranger, but what if they literally just called it like literally hunter? Just call it a hunter at that point. I think that would just be so much better because that's what so many of their even just base abilities are, is to hunt down a creature better. So I don't know why they didn't just make it the hunter. Ranger's so deceptive. Okay. 11. And then this one. 15. Okay. Let's fix this real quickly. Okay. And the Trapper Ranger is done. Urban Ranger. What the fuck would Urban Ranger even entail? Urban. This is Sebastian Cruz, so it's probably good. If I had to guess. Here, I'm just gonna read this first main bit and see what it's about. Urban rangers are less accustomed to nature in the wilds, but to the rooftops and guerrilla tactics of city warfare, training for maneuverability and stealth amongst ruined buildings and twisted streets. These rangers are at home amongst the ruins and rubble. They are agile runners, skilled snipers, and always able to know where the best vantage points against the enemies are. This is what I want from a ranger. Hold on, this is literally what I want from a ranger. Why don't they why is this not like just how they is naturally? I feel like this is what they're supposed to be like. Anime object. Why the fuck would they get anime object? Minute ad warning over on Twitch. Getting anime object is fucking goofy, not gonna lie. Okay. This, 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 and this. Okay, we already have all of those. Yeah, wait, why the fuck do they get anime object? That one's weird. Haste is fine. Yeah, that's fine. But why do they get anime object? You learn addition, I don't, yeah, no, that feels goofy to me. It's fine, I guess. That's just weird. That doesn't feel very in character. Like they broke character for a second. See. Gutter runner, you can climb speed equal to your walking speed. Oh, that's cool. And athletics, acrobatics, dude, wait, that's sick. Wait, your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make that uses. That's just expertise. Am I bugging? That's just what expertise is. When did expertise get introduced? When was expertise introduced in D&D? I don't think I spelled it right. Holy fuck, I spelled it right. It was in 2014, so that was already a thing. As a signature class feature for the Rogue and Bard. Okay, I get that, but why did... Because this is a book after that, no? Expertise... Yeah, I just want to know when. This is just going to tell me the book. Yeah, but no, it came out in 2014 for the Bard and the Rogue, which meant it... was already already a thing that existed, so I didn't know they just say expertise, because that's literally what that is. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. Weird. Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't just call it that. Also, this is really sick, by the way. Somebody who's like running along the fucking rooftops, dude. I feel like that's something. You know when you guys would go on like school field trips and oops, when you guys would go on school field trips and you'd imagine there's like a little like dude running all along like the rooftops and stuff next to you. That's what this embodies, is you being the dude that was with you during field trips. And it's fucking awesome. I like it. I like I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And then you're just it looks like you're also moderately like a technician, kind of, which is kind of cool. I like that. Perfect position. When you attack a creature with benefits of your vantage point feature, you deal an extra 2d6. Yeah. Okay, wait, no, this is awesome. This is literally what it feels like Ranger is supposed to be. This is like the most Ranger subclass. And it's the one that feels so out of place of all of the others. It's the most different of the Ranger subclasses, yet it's the one that feels the most Ranger, which is so funny. Okay, Vermin Lord. I feel like Vermin Lord might have been in the book that I'm not. Oh no, it was in Grim Hollow. I guess that makes sense. Grim Hollow. I was thinking it was gonna be in the Hibajima. Hibo? Nope, that's not the right word. In the books that I don't have access to anymore. Okay. Vermin Lord Ranger. Way down. It's a lot of words in this one also, which is usually a good thing, TBH. We like it when they have lots of words, and it's Grim Hollow, so it's going to be good. I don't think they know how to make anything bad, to be honest with you. To dictionary. You. Here, I should probably just do these like one little bit as a time. At a time. Instead of trying to read all of it. The Swarm of Vermin stat block. Well, fuck me. I'm gonna have to add a monster stat block. And it's a of course. I don't mind adding monster stat blocks. I just don't like adding monster stat blocks that are tied to players, like player ones that are tied directly to them, usually like class. um Wait, what was this? Vermin kind. Usually things granted by like certain classes or subclasses, and then it's tied directly to the player's stats, makes adding the stat block so irritating. Because the stat block doesn't like when things are not just like base monster stuff. It gets a little bit upset. But for the most part, I know how to get workarounds for it not being that much of an issue. I think I've mostly fixed that problem. I do still need to go through, I think, still, and fix some of the monsters that I've added. I think some of them aren't done correctly. I think some of them I just slapped in here real quickly because I needed it and didn't have enough time to actually add a full monster stat block in. Okay, and then we also have consumption. Luckily, I'm not seeing a bunch of links in there, so that means it should go by fairly quickly. Go. Nerd. You wait. The time you've spent with plague-bearing rodents has rendered you immune to the poisoning condition. Has rendered. What's another way I could word that to where it's immunity instead of immune? Um, has. I like the wording. I don't really want to get rid of their wording. Um, I guess I can just say granted you immunity instead. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to get rid of their really good use of words. Immunity. Okay. Go down to 11. Dot. Also, this seems sick as fuck, by the way. I know I didn't really read it, but I'm so far really liking this. We're gonna actually read through this just because it's Grim Hollow, and Grim Hollow is always amazing. So, oops. You can see why we're not playing video games today, because my ability to use my mouse is very mid right now. Okay, up to the top. Vermin Lord. Vermin Lords cultivate loyal hordes of disease-bearing rodents to help them battle greater evils. For many of these rangers, that greater evil is some kind of societal ill, but a rare few see them fellow humanoids as an infestation that threatens the natural world. Regardless of their goal, they make their homes in sewers, slums, and other forgotten places, where they are free to plot against their enemies and tend to their vermin kin. You can comprehend the vermin kin. You can comprehend and verbally communicate with tiny beasts. Yo, wait, that's awesome. As a magic action, you can expend a spell slot to summon vermin swarms. You summon a number of swarms equal to the slot's level for 1 hour. Each swarm is summoned to an unoccupied space you can see within 30 feet of yourself. The swarm uses the Swarm of Vermin stat block. In combat, each swarm acts during your turn. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but the only action wait, it can move. Oh, okay, yeah. But the only action it takes is the dodge action, unless you take it a bonus action to command it to take an action in its stat block or some other action. You can command each swarm with a single bonus action. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest. This is so fucking sick. You just get swarms of fucking rats. I like that. Swarming Strike. As a bonus action, you can command all of the swarm to make an attack action instead of just one. Alternatively, a single swarm can attack twice instead of once when it takes it. Wait, how many do you get? Wait, you can expend a spell slot to summon a vermin swarm. You summon a number of swarms equal to the slot's level. Oh, so you can cast a bunch. So you're able to cast up to 5th level as a ranger, right? So you can have fucking 5 swarms jump some poor motherfucker. That is so funny. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier. Dude, this is so cool. This is such a cool fucking subclass. I like this. This is awesome. Okay. Winter Trapper. We just did Vermin Lord. Okay. Wait, Winter Trapper and then Winter Walker is the last one. Okay. Oh wait, I need to add the things. Okay, so first of all, we have a spell, if it'll load for me. This isn't a spell. I'm a liar. I've lied to you all. It's a monster. Hold on. Monster stat block. Swarm of medium swarm of tiny beasts. So we're gonna do beasts. New note. Vermin swarm. Or swarm of vermin, I mean. Swarm of vermin. Grim Hollow. Is it player guide or player's guide? I don't remember. I think it's just player guide. Oh no, it is player's guide. Which one is player guide? 2024. Okay. And then 5e stat block template. So what we're gonna do is duplicate. What? open to the right. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna minimize all of this. And inside of this left side, we will set it to source mode so I can edit freely. Okay, let's see if I can remember how to do this. If I remember, these were kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. So if I grab this, dut, 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 okay. Going to real quickly just get the image real quickly. Perfect. Download this. Go into pictures, monsters, and this is swarm of vermin. Oops, back and remove. Blah, PNG. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, now I can go back to the actual stat block. Okay, so grab you, get rid of all of this. Vermin. And you can see it'll automatically update there. So I do both of these so I can make sure I'm actually doing the code block correctly. Because if things aren't correct, this will just straight up disappear. How do I do this? I guess I'll just copy this whole thing down. I guess that's wait, this is just size, right? Okay. Medium. Hold on. I'm thinking, how do I think I'm just gonna do medium. And then for type, I'm gonna do swarm, I think is the right. I mean, it's supposed to be beasts, so tiny beast maybe is the way I should put this. Type is tiny beasts. And then subtype, I'll put swarm, I think. Alignment is unaligned. Why are you highlighting everything? Okay, armor class is 11 plus the spells level. HP. Okay, so let's get rid of hit dice real quickly because we don't want that to be here. Because it's no, I don't want to see the image. I already saw it. Grab all of you into here. Okay, perfect. Speed. They have multiple types, so let's just grab all of that so I don't have to manually type it. Okay. And then stats. But they have a 9 strength, 13 dex, 12 con, 2 intelligence. They're just a bunch of silly little guys. They're not too smart. 10 wisdom and 5 charisma. Oh, come on now. I think they're pretty charismatic. They're pretty cute. They're a bunch of cute little fellas. Phage stats we don't use. They don't have saves. They do have resistances and vulnerabilities, it looks like. So we'll get rid of this. Actually, they don't have vulnerabilities, do they? No. Damage resistance. They have it to bludgeoning. Let me just copy all of this so I don't mistype any of it actually. Oops. Wait, no, I did that right. Okay. Damage immunities. I don't think they have any. Okay, and then condition immunities. They have a whole list going for them. So you and do this. Okay. Perfect, perfect. Dark vision is 30 feet. your passive perception is 10, which means your passive, passive insight is also 10. Passive stealth is 10 plus your dexterity modifier, which is 1, so it's 11. Languages, understands the languages you know. Okay, so technically it has a challenge rating, but anytime I try to put in the challenge rating from anything that isn't a number, it doesn't like it. It will not let you do anything that isn't a number because it does a calculation to figure out what the XP would be. But if you set it to 0, it's technically like 10 XP, I think. And that isn't what this is supposed to be. It also won't let me change the proficiency bonus, unfortunately. Traits. Let's add these in. It doesn't have a bonus action, which I thought it did. So let's get rid of most of this, actually. Okay, traits. Pack tactics. Swarm advantage attack rolls against the creature. At least one of the creature's swarm allies. Okay, swarm allies specifically. Okay. Interesting. It feels weird that the swarm itself has pack tactics. Kind of goofy. Here, name. What the fuck is happening here? Why is this happening? The hell? What's going on here? Why is it over the fuck? Okay, maybe if I continue adding everything else, it'll fix itself. Why is that happening? Hold on, we'll see if I can get that fixed. Or maybe it's just being buggy right now. I don't know why that's happening. The swarm can enter... Oh yeah, the normal swarm trait. What the fuck? Why is that happening? Wait, is it because it's considering this to all be one line? Is that why? Oh, maybe because I copy and pasted the whole thing. It's considering this to all be one. And when I undid the link, it... Oh, okay, hold on. So I'm going to do this manually and see if that fixes it. Charm. Ooh. Charmed. Frightened. Grappled. Okay, that does fix it. So it, for some reason... Interesting. For some reason, it thought that that was all one... That was meant to all be one line without a split in it. And I don't know why. It was probably a mix of the fact that I just copy and pasted it, and then also using the plugin to fix the links probably made it be like, what the fuck are you doing here? Well, I don't know what you want from me. Okay, that makes sense. That was an easy fix, though. I wonder if any of the notes have that, and I just never realized it. Okay, I might have to fix one of these. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix this. What is 2d6 plus 1 plus this? Actually, we're not adding a dice into this one. I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, we're not adding a dice because there's all this extra bullshit in here. Okay. So that was actually really easy. Okay, open these back up. We're gonna exit source mode also. And there we go. The swarm of vermin is in here. Just like that. Why are there a bunch of underscores? What did I do wrong? What the fuck? When did I add underscores? What? What happened in this one? Okay, now we can... Oh, oops. Okay. I don't know why that happened. Or how I didn't notice it in the first place. Okay, anyways, we're done with the monsters now, so let's go back down to spells because we have a spell that we need to add now. Consumption. Level 1. Note. There we go. You. Dut. Grab you. Grab the you. Oh my god, excuse me. Jesus Christ. Grab the you. A malnourished leech. Damn. They're gonna fucking suck him. He's gonna get whoever you cast this on is getting sucked. It's the spell of suck. The suck spell. Spell of suckage. Okay. Hit point. What is this? Hit point. 1 hit point dice. Okay. I forgot that's what I had that as. There. Easy fix. Do this real quickly. Okay, and I'm not seeing a lot of extra links. It's a bit of links. It's not that bad though. Classes. I can just grab all of these. It's fine. Subclasses. Okay. We have the Occultist, Guild Monster Hunter, the Sangermancer. Oops, Sangermancer Wizard. The Sanguine Thief Rogue. The Spellslinger Gunslinger. Vermin Lord Ranger. Way of the Arcane Hand Monk. And that's it. Okay. Now we can do the Winter Trapper Ranger. Is this the last of the... No, there's one more after this. Okay. Let's see. Copy all of you. Oops. There we go. Go back down into you. Pop, pop, pop. Winter Trapper. Employ icy snares to render your quarry frozen and helpless. Winter Trappers are masters of control and keep both their adversaries and quarries? I don't know what that word is, TBH. I'm assuming it means enemies, at bay. Originating from the Everglacier, these trained hunters are experts at staying upright when others would surely fall, and have learned to use magic and acrobatics to keep both themselves and their allies out of harm's reach. That feels very okay. Let's see. Dot, 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 and fix this. Pin down. You learn how to keep your prey exactly where you want them. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with a weapon or an unarmed strike, you can cause it to take an extra 1d6 damage of the attack's normal damage type, and to reduce the creature's speed by 10 feet until the start of your turn. When you reach Ranger level 11, this extra damage increases by 1d8. Yep, okay. Wait, and they can't make opportunity attacks. Okay. I mean, this is kind of cool, I guess. It's make sure whoever you're fighting can't flee type shit. Which, like, as a DM, you would obviously try to add in like things trying to leave. That's something that a lot of DMs already don't do really. Is they make all of their combatants, even if it's literally just a dude with a fucking family, they'll be like, oh, I'm gonna make this dude, this random dude fight until he dies. And then and then when they go and search his pockets, they see he had a wife and kids, and it was like, well, why did he fight to the death? Why didn't he just like fucking leave? Why didn't he try to escape? And oftentimes DMs will be like, "Oh, he tried to," and it's like, "No, no, you liar! No, no, he didn't." Now you're intentionally making us feel bad about something that wasn't our fault. You made him stay here, you motherfucker. He could have literally pretended to leave. The party still probably would have tried to kill him. But like he make your make your NPCs like some monsters maybe sure they'll fight and stay there until they die. But most creatures are going to try and get the hell out when things start going sideways. They aren't gonna want to stay there. And then like that's where a lot of these I think that's why one of the reasons the Ranger can be so mid is because a lot of their features and shit are kind of like a we know where things are when they run away. And then DMs never make things run away. They make it a fucking fight to the death every single time. Without fail, most DMs just kind of let it be a death battle. Even though I don't think they need to be, like at all. I think most fights would genuinely be better if they weren't like that. Add like a little bit into there. And then I don't know. The just letting things die and then trying to add weight to it afterwards is crazy. Instead of making fuck, there's two monsters within this. Just like forcing like almost like pity on your players after you pretty much made it to where their main option was to kill this thing and then be like, oh, you shouldn't have done that against this creature that was gonna fight you to the death. Yeah, you shouldn't kill it. You should have let it go even though it didn't want to be let go, even though it was gonna keep fighting you. Should have let it go. Hmm. Hmm. Why didn't you let it go? Hmm? Why didn't you do that? Hmm. You shouldn't have done that. It's always really goofy. Always been very, very goofy to me. Always, I think, very interesting thing to always do is see what your party will do once something is very obviously trying to flee. Because to be honest, most of the time they will end up just trying to kill it. A lot of parties, especially in not so serious campaigns, are not or ones that aren't as emotionally and story driven, will definitely end up doing that. And I'm not dissing anyone or any party that is like that, any players that are like that, right? We all are power want to be power hungry in D&D sometimes. That's just kind of how it be. But I don't know. I don't know what my point was, I'll be honest with you. Okay, what is happening next door? I keep hearing like fucking big ass slamming next to like next to me. Some our neighbors are what the fuck? How did that? Our neighbors are fucking throwing shit or something. I don't know what's happening. Though the fucking weird thing is this happens like every day. It is really it is whatever. It is really annoying though, because like I don't know. Everyone where I live, at least, mostly because I think it's this whole small town thing. But fucking everybody has a dog. Like pretty much every single one of our neighbors has at least one dog. Except for like in the apartments. That's like the only exception. But like almost everyone has a dog. So like all I'm hearing almost all day is dogs barking because they're slamming next door, like without fail. And it's not even like always my dogs. Like my dogs do bark a lot. I ain't gonna lie. They be barking it up. But Yeah, that's fine. I'm hearing dogs from all over be fucking. They got a lot to say about all the slamming that's going on. So I could only imagine. Dude, imagine. I didn't have this issue, but imagine working like overnights and then your dogs are just barking the whole time. Dude, that would fucking be miserable. Okay, we are done with the Ranger now. Yippee! No more Ranger time. Hooray. Yippee, we did it. Hooray. Oh my god, excuse me, dude. I'm burpy. Oh wait, we have a couple of other things to add. I have to use the restroom though, so we're gonna BRB chat. Where's my BRB at? There we are.
Do a barrel roll.
Okay. I've pissed. Okay, so we need to get. We're working on Yeti. The Yeti. I'll be honest, now that I've gotten the hang of it, doing the monsters does not take that much time. It takes very little time now. Monstrosity. New. Oh, I forgot to copy this. Oops. And paste. Yeti. And what is this from? Monster. Manu. How do you spell manual? Manual? Is that how you spell that? I don't know if I spelled that right. Yeah, I did spell it right. 2025. And then the stab block. We're gonna close these out of my way real quickly. Actually, I need to have this side open. And this isn't what I meant to do. And open to the right. Source mode. There we go. Okay. Yo, did the old Yeti image look like this? What the fuck? Okay, hold on. You'll see in a second. I don't remember it looking like this. I don't remember it looking like this at all, actually. Huh. Yeti. New PNG. Thought I already did the Yeti at one point, but I guess not. I just can't. Yeah, I don't remember it looking like that. Huh. I guess they changed it, which makes sense, but it's a whole new book, but I don't remember it being like that. Large monstrosity. Subtype, I don't think it has one, so we're just gonna completely get rid of this. Alignment is evil, or I guess it's chaotic evil, technically. Go. What is up with you and... Oh, I guess those are indented. That's why. Or italicized, not indented. HP is... Oh yeah, I guess you got... Anyone who is newer here is finally gonna be able to see the new... Or what normal monster stat blocks look like, because we haven't actually done a normal monster stat block on stream in forever. Yeah, so normally it has a dice roller so that the HP is a little bit more dynamic, so every monster's HP can be a little bit different, which is pretty cool. I think that's nice. Copy here. Okay, now it's time for the stats. 18 strength, 13 dex, 16 con. I feel like it would have a higher con, no? 18 or 8 intelligence, not 18. I feel like the con would be higher since it's in the snow a lot, but I guess not. And 7 charisma. We don't do phase saves. Does it have any... No, it doesn't. How many save efficiencies? Okay, it doesn't have damage vulnerabilities. It has a damage... Wait. No, it doesn't have damage resistance. It has damage immunity to cold. And then no condition immunities. Okay. Okay. Senses, it has dark vision up to 60 feet. Passive perception of 15. A passive... where are my skill menus? Hello? I just realized that we're completely missing something in here. I'll get that added in a second then, I guess. Passive insight is going to be 11. Passive stealth. It has a stealth proficiency, so it's gonna be 15. Okay, hold on. Let's go up to here. Need to add one of these. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. So for some reason, messing with things in the code block, it's a little bit weird. So I have to go back and delete certain things in order to add them correctly. Alignment, image, AC, HP, speed, stats, saves, skill saves. I think it's skill saves, right? Perception. And then I have to do this, right? Plus 5. Yeah, okay. And then stealth. Plus 5. Okay. Okay, I did do that correctly. I wasn't sure. Okay. Okay, and then languages, it knows Yeti. I like that they make that its own language. Challenge rating is 3. So you can see, since it has the challenge rating here, it will now give you an automatic XP and proficiency bonus of +2. Because for normal monsters, it's all the same. Like, calculation-wise, it's all the same. Based on its challenge rating. Okay, so it doesn't have any spells, so we don't have to worry about that. So it has traits and actions, so it doesn't have any of this other stuff. Right, yes, we can get rid of all of this for now. Oops. Okay. Fear of fire. I feel like I did this weird. Hold on. No, I didn't. And then grab the description of you. Okay. If the Yeti takes fire damage, it has disadvantage on. I can't read all of that. Fire damage, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the end of its next turn. Multi-attack. I don't have to redo the name then. The Yeti can use its chilling gaze and make 2 attacks using claw or ice throw in any combination. Go pop. Name. So you can see briefly for a moment as I'm adding things, the stat block goes away because that's technically an error. So the stat block kind of just goes away if it notices an error. Then it's like, oh, we don't know what to put here. So I do have to be a bit careful. Oh, we're going to be able to add now. Dice rolls into here, which is gonna, oops. So let's do this and this. Okay, that didn't work for some reason. What did I do wrong? Because there's no, this isn't showing up. What did I do wrong? Oh, I accidentally put one of these. I don't need that there. That's right. Oh, it automatically does it. Okay, perfect. So you can see in here, it automatically adds dice rolls. So the way it does this, why was this red? That was weird. In order for a dice roll to show up, you have to show a number, then in brackets, what the dice rolls technically are. So the number here is the average roll, and then it shows what the dice roll itself actually is. Which is pretty neat. I like that it automatically did it for me, though. I didn't have to do that manually. Samually. Name. And we do this. I didn't get the eye in ice throw. Okay, grab you. Yeah, things get a little bit more complicated when, oops. When you are working with like players like summoned monsters and stuff. Just because this stat block code block isn't really meant for that type of stuff. I've made it work, obviously. But it's not built for it, so it gets a little bit confused. But considering inside of here I have a, where is it? An initiative tracker. Having like players, monsters, and like familiars or summons or whatever within Obsidian makes it a lot easier. At least for me when it comes to initiative, being able to see all of that. Grab you. Copy here. Hello. Okay. Get rid of that. There. Okay. And that is the Yeti stat block done. Alright. Today, we are going to be adding another stat block though, so I don't actually want to open up a bunch of other stuff. Because we're adding Scrag Cat. Scrag. What the fuck is that? Okay, hold on. Let's me. Oh, Crag Cat, not Scrag. Crag. Monstrosity. New note. This. Crag Cat. This is. I'm not familiar with. Oops, I'm not familiar with this book actually. Storm King's Thunder. I'm not familiar with this book. I'll be honest with you. Okay, I'm gonna grab this. the right. And source mode on this side. Okay, now I can grab this. This kind of looks like a, lion. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, it looks a lot like a lion, but built funky. I don't know how to describe this. Like the build. I don't know cats like that. I don't know wild cats like that. Like lion and I don't know, I want to say like jaguar mixed together with its build. Preview into here. Crag. Cat. Back and remove. PNG. Save. Okay. Okay, now I can go back into here. Grab all of you. Crag. Cat. Image. Okay, so yeah, I don't know how to describe this creature. Like its face is very lion-like, but its body is built like a mountain cat or something that's like yumping around a lot more. Okay, anyways, crag cat. It is large. Okay, it is a monstrosity. Subtype, I don't think it has one. Alignment is unaligned. Unaligned. Armor class is 13. HP is 30. Oops, 34 average. And then hit dice is 40-10. Plus 12. It has a climb speed in addition. So we're just going to copy and paste it. Okay, stat time. 16 strength. A 17 dexterity, Jesus Christ. 16 constitution. 4 intelligence. It's a little dumb. It's a dumb little guy, man. Okay, he's doing his damnedest. Actually, he's a dumb big guy. He's kind of big. He's a big feller, actually. 14 and then 8 in charisma. I don't know. He's kind of cute. He's kind of cute. I don't know if I'd give him that low charisma. Saves. I don't think he has any special save things. No, he doesn't. Skills, he does. So hold on. I need to add that here. Skill saves. Okay, you have perception plus 4. And then a stealth of plus 7. And then none of this other stuff actually pertains to you at all. So you don't need any of this. Get this out of here. Senses, dark vision of 60 feet, passive perception is a 14. Here, oops, what am I doing? Passive insight is going to be not a high number, I don't think. 12. And then a passive... Why do I keep doing brackets? Jesus Christ. Passive stealth, which is going to be higher. It's going to be 17. Jesus Christ. You're never going to find this motherfucker. He's hidden. Languages. Can I put this in here? I think so, right? Yeah. Okay, perfect. That doesn't fuck with anything. Challenge rating of 1. Right, and that gives it 200 XP. Proficiency bonus of +2. This motherfucker obviously doesn't cast spells. This is a cat. Traits get to stay. We're gonna get rid of pretty much everything else though, because that doesn't have any special type of actions. It's just normal actions. So get rid of this. Okay, non-detection. So I'm assuming if the cat doesn't move, I haven't read it yet. I'm assuming if the cat doesn't move, then it's hard for it to get spotted. right? Because it blends in. The cat cannot be targeted or detected by any divination magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors. What the fuck? That... What? Okay, that I would have never guessed. I'll be honest, not what I was expecting at all from this motherfucker. What the hell? Why does it get that? It's a magic cat? What the hell? Pounce. That isn't what I was expecting in the slightest. Okay, description. If the cat moves at least 20 feet straight toward a creature, then hits it with a claw attack on the same turn, the target must succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. If the target is prone, the cat can make one bite attack against it as a bonus action. Damn. Can I be honest? This is challenge rating 1? Imagine like multiple. I feel like multiple of these guys would fuck you up. Oops. Oh, I didn't. What am I doing? There. Jesus. Spell turning. What? It's a fucking anti-magic cat. Description, and then this. Okay. The cat has advantage on saving throws against any spell that target only the cat, not an area. If the cat's saving throw succeeds on a spell, is... What? If the cat's saving throw succeeds and the spell is of 7th level or lower, the spell has no effect on the cat and instead targets the caster. What? Brother pulls the fucking Uno reverse card on you? Yo? I really want to throw this cat at my party. That's so funny. Bite. And then these are pretty self-explanatory. So, like, none of the things that it actively does is magic, but it has like just fucking magic abilities, just innately. It isn't intentionally doing any of it though, which is kind of funny. Why does it highlight the entire page sometimes? I don't get it. I don't know. There. And then description. And grab you. Perfect. Okay. Done with the crag cat. Which means we can now... Okay, here's the crag cat. Crag cat's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like it. I kind of like the crag cat. It's pretty sick. Okay, so we just finished all... there's not that many rogue subclasses. Or at least I don't have a lot of them down, maybe? I feel like I just don't have a lot of them down. Rogue. Wait, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Were there 23 in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, wait, no, I'm missing some in here. Like, entirely. I don't know which ones I'm missing, but I'm definitely missing some. Maybe we'll try to go through them. What time is it? 2? Okay, we're already... Jesus, we're already halfway through the stream. Okay. Arachnoid Stalker. So I don't know how these are gonna go, if I'm being honest with you. I never look at rogue stuff. I've never played a rogue before. And anytime someone plays a rogue, they end up just... They're usually someone who's already played them, or... I think they're just easy to understand. So I'm hoping that this isn't too incredibly complicated. Arachnoid Stalker. Sling webs and crawl walls. A life-changing event, such as being cursed by a drider or being bitten by a dangerously transmuted arachnid, has imbued you with the abilities of a spider. This transformation might have left you physically unchanged, or you may have developed a half-dozen eyes, lanky and hairy limbs, or a set of inhuman mandibles. Whatever the side effects, you can now produce deadly poison and ropes of silken web from your palms, and even scale walls with your fingertips. Alright, Spider-Man. You just become Spider-Man, that's all it is. You are Spider-Man now. This is the one that Stan Lee would play if he was playing Dungeons and Dragons. He would play the Arachnoid Stalker. That's that's all it is. I know I'm saying that like it's lame, it's actually fucking awesome, but this is just the Spider-Man one. This is the Spider-Man subclass, everybody. Say hello to Spider-Man subclass. Is that supposed to be bolded? Yes, it is. What the fuck? Where did that? What? Okay. Oh wait, some of these abilities look crazy. My crazy is just this look OP. Webbing. You can magically produce sticky silken spiderwebs from your hands as a bonus action. The web dissolves after 1 minute. When you create the webs, you can use them to do one of the following. Pull yourself. You project a line of web at a point you can see within 30 feet, pulling yourself to that point in a straight line without provoking opportunity attacks. You can use this benefit as a reaction when you fall to pull yourself up to 10 feet in any direction. What the shit? This is a level 3. This is insane. No, this is OP as fuck. Manipulate objects. You can use a line of web to manipulate an object that isn't being worn or carried within 30 feet. For example, you can pull an object to your hand, close a door, or snatch a small or smaller object weighing less than 10 pounds. Create a rope. You create a 60-foot long rope of web and anchor it to a point you choose. This is fixing so many issues, like minor problems that happen in D&D, that they're just no longer an issue. Web spell. You can cast web. Yeah. Okay. That's a bonus action. Minute ad warning over on Twitch. When you cast using this feature, the web fills a 5-foot cube. The spell's duration becomes 1 minute, and you can. So this is normally an action. You get it as a bonus action. Normally, it's an hour, but you only get it for a minute. Okay, so it lowers it. You can cast this spell using this feature twice. You regain 1 expended use when you finish a short rest. Jesus. Okay. This is really fucking cool, but feels kind of crazy. Also, where does my cursor keep going? I don't actually want to do that right now. I'll go through and fix those later. Venomous Strike. When you deal sneak attack damage to a creature, you can choose for the sneak attack to deal D8s of poison damage instead of D6s of the same type. So you're just doing... You're just... This is insane. This is such a crazy ass fucking subclass. You're just fucking better at everything now. What is this fucking from? Valda's Spire of Secrets. Valda needs to calm the fuck down because this is crazy. This is genuinely insane. How good this is. Okay. This is alarming me. What I'm about to read here. Hold on. Let's grab this. Fix you. Oops. Okay. Wall climbing. Oh, sick. You've become accustomed to moving like a spider, granting you the following benefits. You get a climb speed equal to your speed. Is that not what it already was? No, you don't. No. Okay. This is only level 9, so you're not even level 10 at this point. Hiding on ceilings. This is also crazy for a ranger, by the way. The sneaking opportunities are now fucking unlimited. If you are on a ceiling in lightly hiding on ceilings. If you're on a ceiling in lightly obscured, you can take the hide action as long as the enemy that could see you is below you. Spider climb. You can move up, down, and across vertical surfaces and along ceilings while leaving your hands free. This is insane. This is such a fucking crazy ass subclass. This might genuinely be, so far, one of the best subclasses when it comes to like actual abilities. Also, I don't need this as a link. Spider sense. You're just fucking Spider-Man. Pause. When you make a saving throw and take damage, you can take a reaction to use your uncanny dodge, having the damage you take round down. You're just Spider-Man. It's insane. This is the Spider-Man one. How are they getting away with this? Oh my god, wait, imagine a whole party of these guys. You're literally just across the Spider-Verse. That'd be so funny. Hold on. Let me fix this. Okay, paralytic venom. You gain the following cunning strike option. Paralyzed costs 46. When you deal poison damage with your venomous strike, the target must succeed on a con saving throw or have the paralyzed condition until the end of your next turn. Okay, this is a level 17, so it makes sense. But like, holy Christ, is so much of this kind of just insane. Arcane Trickster Rogue. You got hey, 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 hey. What was that for? What did I do? Hello, hi, what's poppin'? How we doing? I'm not gonna lie, that scared the fuck out of me. I forgot that Twitch sends a sound now. I completely forgot about that. The sound scared me. Oh, here we are. Okay. Arcane Trickster. How are you doing? How's your day been? Anything interesting happen? Arcane Trickster. Enhance stealth with arcane spells. Some rogues enhance their fine-honed skills to stealth and agility with spells, learning magical tricks to aid them in their trade. Some arcane tricksters use their talents as pickpocketers and burglars, while others are pranksters. You just be a fucking silly guy, silly goofy little feller. There's a lot of words in this. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not reading all of that. That is a lot of fucking words that I ain't about. It's just telling you all the other spellcasting stuff, but you're a rogue now. Does all of this? It's a lot of stuff. Hold on, I need to see where I then add this right here. Work, but I need to write session recap, so I try to find some stream to co-work because I would procrastinate. No, that's fair. What type of campaign are you running? What are the vibes like? What's the mood? What is like a one sentence recap? I also am very bad about actually doing recaps. Oftentimes what I end up doing is just doing bullet points for recaps. If I try to actually fully write out what happened per se. I want to check this a little bit. Okay, so it's anything from the wizard spell list. Okay. That's why their grubby little hands are in every single spell. Because they get the wizard spell list, which is like most of the spells. Mage Hand Ledgerman. That's a big word for Elmo. When you cast Mage Hand, you can cast it as a bonus action, and you can make the spectral hand invisible. You can control the hand as a bonus action, and through it, you can make dexterity, sleight of hand checks. Does... I'll be honest, I thought that's something you could already do, TBH. Is Mage Hand a bonus action anyways? Is that why I'm confused? No, it's an action normally. I thought you were already able to do, like, sleight of hand checks. Finding appears within range. Hand vanishes if it is more than 30 feet away. When you cast the spell, you can use the hand to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door or container, stow or retrieve an item from an open container, or pour the contents out of a vial. I guess not really. I've always had it be to where you could. I think it's lame to have it not. But like, if it's too much, I guess that's fair. Let's do it once and it's a recap. The group finally gathered all of the information and connected dots. Things aren't as simple as they seem now that we face the worst possible decision. No, that's fair. Man, this helped me a lot. Yeah, the best thing you can always do is try to, I guess, shorten everything. If you try to get all of the information all out at once, you're gonna overstimulate yourself. You want to make the... Remember, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. You always want to make things as simple as possible. Magical ambush. If you have the invisible condition when you cast the spell on a creature, it has a disadvantage on any saving throw it makes against the spell on the same turn. That's lame. That's fine, I guess. That's just the normal... Wait. Oh, wait, never mind. I'm kind of stupid and didn't understand what that meant. So things are less likely to find you when you're invisible. Ah, I see. I feel like that's not as useful now. Because, wait, what is invisibility? What level is invisibility? Invisibility. Oh no, it's only level 2. It's a level 2. It's only a level 2. It's a level... I closed that on that. It's a level 2. I thought it was a higher level. Never mind. So you get... Oh, you don't have a spell list. You just get to choose spells? Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh. So you just get to do that then. That's kind of baller. Wait, that's goated, actually. The fuck? No wonder everyone plays Arcane Trickster. What about you, Duck? What are you doing currently? I'm going to say that you're reading through subclasses of like how and why. I am adding... So I'm working on a Obsidian Vault specifically for D&D so that me, my friends, my players, and anyone who is wanting to is able to have an offline D&D wiki, essentially. Because a big issue I have found as an ex-commissioned dungeon master who's worked at conventions and such is that a lot of players end up having and wanting to do things from all types of sources, and having all of your sources scattered around different websites is a giant pain in the ass. So having everything all in this one spot makes things a lot easier for me and everyone involved. So I'm essentially making an offline wiki, which anyone is able to use. If you go to the Git link, you're able to pretty much use this as a template for anyone. I just realized these are broken. Motherfucker. That sounds like an issue for later me. So right now I'm going through and essentially just adding... Right now we're working on the subclasses and adding all of the subclasses into the Obsidian Vault. But eventually we will be getting through everything. We've already done all of the classes, including the new ones, including the Tamer, the Pugilist, the Gunslinger, all the fun stuff. Your sources are not free, and the free ones are scattered around the web. Fun news, all of them are free. The physical books and the ease of access to them being on D&D Beyond isn't free. It's a very big difference. So, almost every publisher, except I think Obajima, has their sources out somewhere for free. You're able to just get them. The issue is they're fucking everywhere. And the reason why D&D Beyond is so expensive is everything is convenient and in one place, which is why they're able to do that. So if I were to be doing something like selling this, I'd have legal issues. I'd have very big legal issues. But they're able to have you pay for everything because it's all convenient and in one place. When, like, in reality, all of the information is out there for free, except for Obajima. Obajima is very different than every other book, though. It is really cool. I like that. I do like that most D&D creators and people who make all of these expansions and modules are like, hey, use our shit because it's cool. To be fair, I am going to be buying the Grim Hollow books. Like, I want the hard copies really bad. Because Grim Hollow is fucking awesome. Cool to know that. Going to copy what you just said next time someone tells me that I am stealing. Yeah, I mean, everything is, well, so when the whole, lawsuit was happening with D&D and Wizards a couple years back, part of that included whether or not you're able to share the information. You're not able, so you're not able to share like entire books and shit, right? That's because that would just be straight up stealing a book. But the individual like information within the books and like rules for a game you're able to take, because this is a game rather than just like, we're not reading just a regular book, right? So like if I were to grab something like the Hunger Games and I were to start reading that on stream, I would get copyrighted because it's a book, it's a story. Do I not have Disguise Kid in here? What the fuck? Really? That the entire content is just that book. That's what that is. But this is rules. These are rules for a game rather than just stories. Are you a paid dungeon master by any chance, or just DMing for the love of the game? I've done both. I don't get paid anymore to do it. I did commissioned dungeon mastering for 2.5 years though, which was really cool. How have I not done Disguise Kit, by the way? Oh wait, I still have the Crag Cat. I don't need the Crag Cat. I did do that for 2.5 years though, which was an amazing experience to have had. I don't remember where I put items at. It's somewhere in here. A, B, C, D, I. Do I have these? Oh no, I have them all thrown into one folder. I need to make a note to go back and fix that because Jesus Christ. Okay, Disguise Kit. Okay. I think I can just copy all of this, right? Hopefully it doesn't do weird formatting. Oh, it doesn't do the formatting I was hoping. That's fine, I guess. This here. Okay, so instead, do this. You. Oh, it uses asterisk. I kind of wanted it to use the underlines. What about you? Are you a paid dungeon master, or are you doing it for love of the game? I don't know. I've been playing D&D for so long that like most of it is the fact that I just love this game so much. So I'm just gonna keep playing it regardless. Um, why are you a bullet? I hate 5e sometimes. Okay. Are all of these gonna be turned into bullet points? What happens if I take all of them? Will it turn it into a table or will it stay as a bullet point? Okay, that's manageable. Let's get rid of this. Bold. Oops. Costume. Oh, what am I doing? You. Fix that. I have costume in here, but not disguise kit. What kind of life am I living? Also, this one isn't a bullet. Wow. Dude, I do not understand the back ends of 5e. What is happening here? Okay, that's the disguise kit though. Out of the way. Did I read assassin or no? I don't think so. Assassin, practice the grim art of death. An assassin's training focuses on using stealth, poison, and disguise to eliminate foes with deadly efficiency. While some rogues who follow this path are hired killers, spies, or bounty hunters, the capabilities of this subclass are equally useful for adventurers facing a variety of monstrous enemies. Assassinate. You're adept at ambushing a target, granting you the following benefits. Initiative. You have advantage on initiative rolls. Surprising strikes. During the first round of each combat, you have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn. If your sneak attack hits any target during that round, the target takes extra damage of the weapon's type equal to your rogue level. Jesus. Okay. Assassin's tools. You gain the disguise kit and poison. You gain a disguise kit and poisoner's kit, and you have proficiency with them. Jesus. My ability to read is going down. So you're just an assassin from Assassin's Creed. You're just Ezio at this point, no? That's cool. I mean, it just seems like a very effective rogue. You're just really good at killing things, which is just assassin, obviously. But this one does feel a little bit underwhelming flavor-wise, at least. You could flavor it cool, but the as written flavoring is kind of lame. TBH. I've been DMing for over 10 years, never paid DMing for me. But I'm sure I could do that. I'm DMing for a group from England, 2 groups in Czechia, in California right now. They're seasoned DD players that needed some enthusiastic to lead the game. We were playing my home campaign, but we also played numerous published one-shots and short campaigns. Hell yeah, dude, that's sick. Yeah, the only I've been playing for also over 10 years, and at our home games, when I originally when I first got my disability, I wasn't able to work, right? So my friend was like, hey, you could get paid to play D&D. You're really good at this. And I was like, yeah, sure. And then he was like, no, like you can actually do that. So I looked into it, and there's obviously your places like Start Playing, but I don't like them. I don't like Start Playing. I see why a lot of other people would. It's just not my vibe. Where am I? Oh wait, I haven't been marking these off, have I? Oopsies. Okay, Dark Petitioner. I don't like them taking a rather large cut, and also it felt unsafe to me. But I then also know a lot of people who have been wanting to play D&D for a long time and hadn't had the opportunity. So I was like, hey, I can give you the opportunity. So then I started that way with the contact of one friend, and that one friend knowing other people who wanted to play. So then we had a 2.5-year games going until the inevitable scheduling conflict happened and people weren't able to do it anymore. Mixed with the fact that we were going into a recession, so no one could afford it. But that is besides the point. Oh, great heavens, more spellcasting. Man. But then I was able to get in contact with people who run different like LAN events, and I was able to do DMing for different LAN events, which meant I got to either reintroduce old players who hadn't played in like 30 years, or introduce new people who have never played before, which is honestly my favorite thing to do. Is honestly both of those, to be honest. That is a different spell, isn't it? Oh, those are two different spells, actually. Motherfucker. Is being able to introduce people into D&D. That is my favorite thing, and that is what I think I excel at the most. Actually, this might just be wrong, except the punctuation. I like introducing people to the game. Actually, I just noticed something. Never mind. I'm a liar. Being able to introduce more people to this game is like my greatest joy in getting new players involved. I don't know. Getting as many people to play this game as possible is kind of just my goal. Also, this is supposed to say cleric spell list, not cleric spells. Actually, no, I'm just gonna get rid of the spell list link entirely. That's fine. Okay, spells known. But yeah, no, a lot of it is either you go through and you do something like, why did those get folded? You can either go through and do something where other people find you for something like start playing, if you're okay with a company taking some of your cut, or you can be the one reaching out to players and joining other communities, and you're essentially having to market and, I don't know, put yourself out there a lot more. Oops, that's not supposed to be there. Nope. What am I doing? There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I learned a lot in those 2 years, to be honest. And I've taken a lot of that information with me going forward. I now have a... Why do I keep doing that? I now have a harder time asking people to pay to play D&D, because nobody... I don't know. Asking people for money, I don't like doing, unless I'm doing something like labor intensive. And it's been a mental that I've been trying to get out of, because I know people definitely would. It's just finding the right group is always difficult. That's a great feeling, introducing people to D&D. The best part is that even all of them are different. They ask similar questions and play similar characters, and the joy of new players discovering all the possibilities is a blast. Yes, seeing people, I think one of my favorite experiences from my first commission group was a player who was like very shy and didn't say a whole lot, and even like during the session he didn't say a lot, but he intentionally, because he didn't know a lot about what he wanted to do, he intentionally played a character who had Alzheimer's, because we were playing a campaign to where everybody had to choose a curse that had a negative effect on either how they would play the character or like mechanical issues. And he chose to have Alzheimer's, which helped with the fact that he had a hard time with not knowing how the game would be played, which is very smart, especially for a new player, to be honest. It is very smart. And I was like, all right, I don't know if he's having a good time. I'm not sure. He always said he's having a good time. I'm not sure though. He's not really saying anything. I went to, because we used D&D Beyond, because that's the easiest way to get new players to understand characters and character sheets. and to build a character. So I went into his D&D Beyond character because I needed to look up something about his character. I don't remember what it was. And I looked at his notes, and he was taking in-character notes as if he was having Alzheimer's. And he was... It was like 6 months worth of like notes all taken in character. And that was like genuinely like one of the like coolest moments I think I've had, is seeing someone who, even if they are having a hard time interacting with the group, they're actively interacting with the game itself and the world itself, even if it's not in like the loudest manner. I don't know, it was just really cool to see the way somebody is interacting with your world, especially if it's in a non like stereotypical way, is very cool to see. Okay, Highway Rider. I think I actually got most of these in order now, in the list at least, because I think Rogue is where I left off, and then I just went into here and just wrote them down in order of how everything was here. So I might be able to find whether or not I have all of the subclasses in here or not. Highway Rider. Oh my god, what is happening? Copy here. Another really cool experience I like having with what I've been able to do. This is something that happens more so at LAN events or like any type of convention type setting, is having an older crowd, you know, like people who are in like their like 40s to 60s. Oh no, I'm gonna have to add a bunch of stuff, aren't I? Oh great heavens. Is having people who played the game when they were kids or like teenagers rediscover the game they love so much. That is such a cool experience, like watching what can often be seen as like this, as like grumpy old men and women who it's like they're jaded by the world who has hurt them, then they rediscover this passion that they have. Is genuinely such a cool experience. Have I added these and just not have the S? No, I just haven't added it, period. Okay. Here we go. I don't know, just genuinely seeing people interact with the game is so fun for me. I love the social aspect of D&D, even though it's all goofy, silly, and most of the time you're not being like IRL genuine. It's so fulfilling to me, at least. It's amazing. I remember playing a barbarian that could speak much common. Since English is my third language, I was afraid that the language barrier would bother other players, so I just incorporated it into my character, and we had a blast. Yeah, being able to make IRL struggles and make it make sense in the game is so smart. It's so good. Like one of our players for that campaign, he was very experienced in DD. It was vastly different. But he was like, okay, well, I don't want to take the lead on everything. I want, because he has a very similar mindset as I do, where he's like, I want all of these newer players to be able to experience things, and I don't want to just be the leader in all of this. So he was somebody who he played as a character that would oftentimes either slightly work against the party, not in a like demeaning way, but slightly work against the party, or be very strategic but silent about it and be more worried about their own self-growth rather than the party's, so that they wouldn't take charge of the party but would subtly help the party, but only because it helped them, type of thing. I can't write this keyboard too. Yeah, common keyboard is a little difficult. I don't know, genuinely I greatly enjoy everything about this game. Actually, that's not true. I don't like wizards, but everything else about this game, awesome. Wizards of the Coast, suck my balls. Why are you running your company like that? I don't like it. You make me nervous. Every time you guys are about to do something, are about to make some type of public statement, it scares me. I feel like my heart sinks every time I see them on social media saying something. Makes me very nervous. What's the right word I'm looking for? What was your first language? If you don't mind me asking. Your third language? Holy fuck, you're on a third? Jesus Christ. A third is crazy, actually. You know what they say though is once you learn a third language, every other language becomes easier after that. It's getting to 3 is the hard part. The third one is always the most difficult. Like the second language is hard because you're not used to it. But learning a third is always like, oh, you have these 2 other conflicting languages usually. Especially if English is one of them, because English is fucking dumb as hell. English saw a bunch of other languages and was like, can I steal your homework? And then slammed them all together for no reason. Okay. Inquisitive, we just did. Highway Rider. Did I get rid of the... Yes, I did. Oops. Okay. Let's see. Go into here. Inquisitive. Inquisitive. Oh, it's got better. Okay, let's see. Ear for Deceit. Wait, this sounds awesome. Dude, wait, this one's sick. I don't know how useful it would be, but it looks cool. Rely on the sharp eye for details. So are you just getting better? Yeah, investigation and perception is kind of what it feels like. I feel like oftentimes rogues end up doing that anyways. I feel like that's a lot of the subclasses actually. This seems like it'd be a lot more... Oh wait, never mind. I'm about to immediately be countered. At third level, you gain the ability to decipher an opponent's tactics. Oh, come on. As a bonus action, you can make a wisdom insight check on a creature to see that it isn't incapacitated. Wait. You can make a insight check against a creature you can see that isn't incapacitated. Oh, isn't incapacitated. Contested by deception check. If you succeed, you can use your sneak attack against the target, even if you don't have an advantage on the roll. Oh. That feels weird. This benefit lasts for 1 minute. That's not where I thought they were going to go with that. At all. I don't like that, actually. Also, it's just a better rogue. You've just now made a better rogue. I like the flavor of this, to where you're like very observant and everything, and you have like perception, investigation. It seems really cool. I don't like the mechanics actually. They seem mechanically good, obviously, but like for what it says, that feels weird. I don't like it. Not a fan, not a fan, not a fan. Eye for weakness. Wait, is this... Hold on. Eye for weakness. Accidentally, you expect creatures weak. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Movement. Applies the creature. Sneak attack. No, this is the same fucking thing. Okay, this is lame. You just get sneak attack all of the time. It also lasts for a minute, which is 10 rounds. Most combats last around 10 rounds anyways. So you're just getting sneak attack no matter what, which you already kind of get because sneak attack got buffed. Check, so we learned German and English in elementary school, and we add some more if we want to. If we want, and we do. Because it's usually another language, and that's fun. Or math, some specific subject. For me, it was biochemistry. When I was 15, Jesus Christ. I chose Japanese because I wanted to be cool and remember nothing. 3 alphabets was too much for my brain. No, that's fair. I took American Sign Language as my secondary language. Well, cool, and helped for the short period of time where I was around the deaf and hard of hearing community. Not that useful. I've also, since I haven't been around it as much, forgot a lot of it. If it's a lot of it's gone. Uh it's cool, I guess. It's just it's gotten a lot less useful. I wish I actually took Spanish because that's the second most spoken language in the States, and that would be a lot more useful. But that didn't happen. What the fuck? I definitely added these now, I thought. Okay, well, let me open these up. I think I'm gonna have to add these later today. Oh wait, not the disguise kit. Oops. Not what I meant to click on. Hold on. Not disguise kit. Gaming set is what I meant to open. Oh, I want to learn sign language so bad. It's such a cool skill. On paper, it's a really cool skill. But like in practice, so me and my mom will use sign language sometimes. Like, we'll do. Wait, why am I forgetting what it is? Oh, like if we need to go to the bathroom. Bathroom, no. Bathroom? I forgot what bathroom was. But if we're like further away from each other or we're in the middle of a conversation, we say we need to go to the bathroom, we'll just let each other know we have to go. Or sometimes if we're on the phone and people are talking and we don't want everyone else to hear us, we'll do like some signs like who are you talking to? What, like that type of stuff, like basic stuff. What are you doing now? I mean, for work study, and only if you don't mind me prying. Is that a word, like pry? Yeah, no, I know what you mean. For work study, so I didn't go to college, and I do not currently plan to go to college or university. Um, I don't have the brain for that. I'm currently getting out of my are on the back end, I'm hoping, of my disabled era. So I just started working at a... This is level 13, yeah. I just started working at a food truck. So that is my primary source of income at the moment. I do make money from both Twitch and TikTok. While it's not a whole lot, it still does happen. Also, I think TikTok might be down. I think TikTok's not working, is what I'm starting to think. Hello, Ludwig. Well, I don't want to talk to you right now. Go away. No, it's still going. Weird. I feel like something isn't working. Is this still going? It is. Okay. I feel like something isn't working. And then I also have done like photography and stuff like that on the side. I do a lot of side hustles essentially, to be honest with you. Misfortune bringer. So I do a lot of stuff, to be honest with you. But right now the main like source of income is I work at a food truck. That is the primary source right now. But I do a lot of stuff. I do whatever will get me money. If it can make me money, I'm gonna try doing it. TBH. I also like doing stuff, which is why I have so many like side hustles, is because I like being busy. I hate having nothing to do. Having nothing to do drives me absolutely insane. Um so I'm genuinely at my happiest when I'm busy as a motherfucker. I shouldn't have done that. So the more things I could get myself to do, the better. Which is why I end up doing this, and I've been streaming anytime I've actually had a job also. A lot of people, when they get a job, people will try, especially in the great year of 2026, people will try streaming before they get a real job. And then once they get the real job, they give up on streaming. I have never done that. I streamed my most when I had a full-time job. And I was working 8 to 12 hours every day. That is when I streamed the most. I think I streamed most, if not every day, for 6 hours at the minimum. Which is kind of funny to think about that. Okay, hold on. These need to be a little bit different. This, and then now I can do this. Okay. I don't know. I find it a lot easier personally to be entertaining in stream and do any content stuff when I have other stuff going on. I think that's why so many creators, when they start streaming, like, you think of a lot of big creators now, the reason why I think they were able to get big in the first place is because they all worked fucking full-time jobs or were still in high school when they started, and they had a bunch of experiences to share. But if you have no experiences to share and you're just bumming it out, you can't do anything. That's why I think I had a bit of a downfall for a while, because I was fucking disabled. Nothing was happening in my life. I was stuck at home all day. So, I don't know. Which phantom have I... Oh, fuck, I keep forgetting to mark these off. Mastermind, Swordsman Bringer. Okay, and then what version of phantom is this? Tasha's? Okay. I just forgot that you don't have the luxury to just go straight to university and just try it if it works or not. All of us do that. Most people drop out right the first semester, but some study like 6 semesters and then just drop out because finals are too hard. I've been studying bachelor for 5 years while working, and I did it and literally saved up for mortgage during studies. Right now I am a beer brewer, but my diploma is in HR that I will never do. Yeah, here in the States we can't do that. So like, you can, there's definitely like workarounds, but financially that is just something that isn't much of an option, especially in today's world anymore. In the in probably the I want to say 80s and before, you used to be able to just go straight from like high school to college. You'd go to college, and then a year or two after you got out of college, you were now making enough to just completely pay off all of your student loans. In today's world, anyone who was in college after the 80s now is in student loans for probably the rest of their life. Now, the only way you get out of that is to graduate and then also get a high paying job afterwards. And I'm talking about like the highest of paying jobs afterwards, so you can actually afford it. Or hope that you're able to bum off of somebody until you can pay it off. It's kind of just like not actually, can we undo that? It's not really an easy option anymore to just go to college to try something out. Now, if you go to college to try something out, you just wasted a shit ton of money, which is really unfortunate. That's why a lot of people my age don't go to college. We have, if I can remember correctly, I believe my age in the United States has one of the lowest rates of not just college graduates, but college applications. Because we just know that we're fucked. We know that there's no way for us to get out of it, which is really fucking stupid. But I don't know. A lot of what I've ended up having to talk about with my my doctors is if I want to actually get a job, I'd have to get out of where I live and go to somewhere that has more like desk style jobs, or go to college to be able to apply for desk style jobs where I'm not on my feet all day. Which is really unfortunate because that sounds miserable. Sitting around all day. But yeah, unfortunately college isn't much of an option for a lot of people. It's kind of out of the picture. I mean, you could obviously get like scholarships and stuff. Which, if I'm being completely honest, I feel like I definitely could have done. If the other issue is in like high school, you have to have like that motivation to do it. I didn't have that. And in high school, a lot of it's kind of on you to figure it out, whether or not you're going to be doing that, and whether or not you're going to apply for all of the things you need to in order to get into college right out of high school, or even in high school. There's people who, I believe it's called the Running Start. You're able to take college classes while in high school that work towards your starting college things that you need. It pretty much eliminates one of the extra steps that you would have to take. Message, I already put that out somewhere, so I'm gonna leave that. But yeah, I don't know. It is kind of just not an option, unfortunately. It also is the fact that, what am I doing? It also is the fact that college takes so long, I think, is another issue. Is college degrees take between 2 and like 8 years, depending on what you're going for or what you need. So it's a lot of time to either be not working to help you pay off that student loan that you're getting, mixed with, oh, you're going there for, let's say you're there for only 4 years, and then you're like, man, this thing that I'm going to college for, I really don't want to do. It turns out after diving into it, I figured out it isn't something that I would appreciate doing for the rest of my life. Now I gotta start pretty much over into a different field. You're saving maybe 2 years because of your AA and stuff, but now you're starting over and also adding another fund. And it's just, I don't know. College is genuinely just such a hassle now. These days we forget that the most important thing to find is the way to happiness, not jump right to it or forget it. Finding the way, no matter how hard or long way it is always the first and most important step. It motivates you to walk it right. Damn, that sound like some Greek philosopher. Call me Plato, how I serve the knowledge. Yeah, I don't know. That's always kind of what I've been saying. You gotta. The thing is, so many people. You're okay. The thing is, you're fucking 18, right? And you've been. A lot of kids were fed all their lives. College is how you fucking be successful in life. So you're telling this child, go do this thing that will put you in a financially worse state, and you also have to waste 2 to 8 years of your life doing so that you can be happy. That is how you be happy. That is what so many kids are told. Do this thing, you'll be happy for the rest of your life. And then they go out and do it, and then that doesn't happen. So many of this happened with this is a millennial thing more than a my generation thing. Millennials were told, hey, go to college and get your degree in computer science. Right? That's what so many of them were told to do. If you do this, go get your degree in computer science, you'll be set for life. You'll have no issues. Everything will be perfectly fine. And you'll be set. You'll have so much money. You'll have so much money that student loans won't even be a question. And then the great year of 2026 comes around. Yeah, we're actually not hiring any of those people anymore. We'd rather actually instead just get robots to do it, and also only hire people that have already been in the field for over 10 years. What? That is why like a whole ass fucking generation just got McChuckle fucked. Because they got told, do this thing, you'll be happy. Instead of them being like, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? So many of them just followed that path that had been presented to them. Hold on, is this right? I am doing that right. I don't know. It's so strange to me, the thought of going to college right after high school because you're a fucking child. That just is really weird. So my my grandparents, they didn't go to college until they were in their 60s. But that is because they fucking found out what they wanted to do. They wanted to be accountants. My grandfather is really good with money. He's really good with like math stuff. Why do I keep doing that? This one needs to not be an internal link. This one needs to be an internal link. There we go. My grandmother knew that she was really good at business. So they were like, all right, well, this is what we want to do. Let's go to college and do it. And it took them only like a couple of years to go for what they wanted because they knew specifically what they wanted and how to get there. Because, you know, they had the life experience of knowing what they wanted. So they went to college and were able to do everything that they wanted, and then they knew that the job that they were getting, they'd be able to pay it off, which is insane. I don't want to show on how some things work in a country works. I don't want to be rude since I do not have your insight and that kind of stuff. However, paying for college when you need them, you are told that you need them. Same with health insurance. It's just so depressing so fast for someone so young. Yeah, no, you can shit on it because we also shit on it. I can't speak for everyone, obviously, but I can speak for people my age, at least, and people in similar spaces as me. It is fucking stupid. It's so shit. I don't know. I'm lucky in the fact that for like health insurance, for me at the very least, because of not being able to work for so long, I was able to be put on state insurance, which if you're under a certain income bracket, you get insurance. Albeit that bracket is a very low income. This isn't like someone who, if you need it, you get it. It, it's really bad. The bracket needs to be a lot larger, but I'm lucky in that sense at the moment. What was the other point? Yeah, college is something pushed so heavily within like American households, especially. I can't speak as heavily on this, obviously, because I'm a white man. But from what I have been told, from like immigrant parents or people not from the states originally, because so much of seeing this is a lot more true with the older generations than newer generations. Obviously, because you even said with your insight from what you've seen from an outside perspective was that college fucking sucks right now to go to in the States. But an older generation saw it as, oh, you could go to the States because it used to be this way, where you go to the States, you can get your degree, and you can make a fucking life for yourself any way you want it here in the States. So many of my parents' generation and above were like, yeah, you guys need to go to college and do this thing. You have to do this. This is how you are do well in life. Because that's how it used to be. It's changed. That's the thing, right? Is it didn't used to be this way. This is literally in a last 20-year thing. Which if you which I could definitely delve into why that is the case, but it just gets really sad. And delves into a lot of history that isn't just tied directly to the States. It's very interesting though. I definitely I don't know if everyone else is about that. But I do recommend looking into what did I do? No, stop. Damn. This and this because I don't feel like adding deities right now. I would definitely recommend looking into like the history of why there's been so much. What's the word I'm trying to look for? I don't know. It's been a lot of systemic issues, I guess is the best way to put it. To where it's like issues that were caused a long time ago by things that weren't even the people who are causing the issues. It isn't even their fault that the issues are occurring, right? Because obviously they were just dealing with the hand that was dealt to them. But then it ended up then causing other issues. It's just a fucking snowball effect. And then I don't have teleport in here. The fuck? Oh, it's teleportation. And use. I don't think that's grammatically correct, but it's fine. Take Sean. Oh, I don't even have. I guess whatever. I'll just put. Oh, did I spell that wrong? Teleportation. Okay, that's fine. But I would definitely look into like the history of what has caused so much. What's the word I'm looking for? Like financial issues between different. What is the word I'm looking for? I'm gonna go insane. You know what? Never mind. I genuinely cannot remember what I'm trying to think of right now. I don't know, just the history of the financial state of the states is very interesting to me. Just because of, I don't know, all of the snowball effects that have happened. Also, these were supposed to be, oh, it did it for the whole thing. Oh, I'm an idiot. Here, I can just do this manually, that's fine. Oops. Da, da. Yeah, I get that. We were told that after we graduate, we can run to Germany and get a living there. But in the same time, new and successful businesses grew in Czechia, and a lot of people my age went to Germany to work in shops and nursing somewhere. Meanwhile, the rest grew with the companies, but all of that was just because of parents in our age wanted to immigrate somewhere else, and we just inherited their dreams. Yeah, that's kind of that is funny that that ends up being a lot more worldwide, I guess. Except we're on like the receiving end. Czechia is a smaller country, if I can recall right. I'm pretty sure Czechia is smaller. I don't 100% remember where it is. So I guess immigration would be a lot higher, I guess. I feel like there's a correlation there between having a small country and or what's the opposite of immigration? To where you leave, where people leave. What's the opposite? Immigration is people coming in. What's the out? What's the out one called? We don't have that really, so that's why I don't know what it's called. People aren't leaving that often here, but that's just because there's so much here to have. Emigration? Is that what it's called? Google. What's the opposite of immigration? It is emigration. Yeah, we don't have that very often here. But it's because instead of emigrating, you would instead, people would just go from one side of the state or one side of the country to the other. Because it's drastically different, and there's even some like law differences and pay different. Everything's so different from state to state here. So you're able to literally just be like, I want a new life. Just moves to Kentucky. It's very, very different, which is very interesting. I think that a lot of people from our country immigrated to the US. Yeah, you changed states and that was traveled further than us. Yeah. You go across Texas and you've traveled across the entirety of Europe. Something similar to that, which is really funny to me. Really funny to think about how different it is. It's also very entertaining because like even Canada is in a very similar boat, except so much of Canada is uninhabitable. Oops. So much of Canada is like a place where you're not actually going to want to live. Because it's just not meant for people to fucking be there. Scout Rogue. How? Oh wait. I'm dumb. Okay, I did do this right. But there's so much inhabitability or infrastructurally inhabitable places that there's so many different environments and economies and even just different state governments you're able to go to where things are going to be drastically different. Yeah, the difference between owned land in Texas against owned land in Europe is crazy. It's really entertaining to think about as someone from the States. Because oh, my coaster is falling apart. I'm going to be traveling. I live in Washington, which is the far left one. I'm gonna be traveling to Boston, Massachusetts, which is on the very far right. That is going to be a 6-hour flight for me. And I'm going to be in the same country, by the way. I am going between 3 different time zones right now on Thursday. Technically Thursday and Friday, but because I'm crossing time zones, I'm practically time traveling. I'm going to manage to time travel and be still in the same exact country, which is wild to think about. Compared to other parts of the world, where you could take an afternoon drive and also just be in a different country. I mean, now you can do that here technically, but that's specifically where I live. It is like a couple hour drive to get to Canada where I live. But I don't know, it's so funny. When I travel from Czechia to Dublin, I fly for an hour and a half across 1 time zone, 7 countries and 2 seas. Yeah, the drastic difference is insane. That's so funny though. It is kind of funny to think about. We don't cross any seas. There are other. I guess this is more so a what's the region of the world I'm trying to think of? Where is that? Where is the place in Asia that's mostly islands? Oh my god. Where the Philippines are. What is that? Southeast Asia, right? That's Southeast Asia. Am I bugging? That's Southeast Asia, right? I think so. Oceania? Yeah. Oceania, that's a lot more accurate. Oceania is, you will literally cross parts of an ocean to be in the same country, or parts of one, in order to be within the same country. But at the same time, it takes less time than it does for me to go from Washington to Boston, or from Seattle to Boston. That is such an insane thought, that they're literally crossing large amounts of water to be in the same area. I'm crossing the craziest amount of land just to be in the same fucking country. It's wild to think about. I don't know. It's such drastically different places. That's why I love learning about all types of different cultures, because even just that simple difference changes everything, right? The reason why so many, I guess, things changed during the World Cup. A lot of people's point of views changed during the World Cup. Since was it 3/4 or half of it? I didn't watch anything about the World Cup, to be honest, but was hosted in the States. So a lot of people have almost like backpedaled a bit. But the reason why Europeans are oftentimes considered more cultured is because they're able to travel between different whole ass countries more frequently, while most Americans have not traveled outside of the United States, let alone their own state itself. So many people, I've met people and know people. Am I in the right section? No, I'm not. I have met people who have lived in Washington their entire lives. They have never traveled outside of Washington, and they have like 0 plans to. That's kind of insane to me, like, to think about. I don't know. I feel like even when you're talking to people, as someone who lives in the States, and you talk to other people within the States, like, it's almost like sad that you don't. There's so much variation between places within the States, and just within culture between different states, that it's like sad not to travel within your own country. Although we did have, literally the last time I was live, we did talk about the grievances of traveling within your own country. and how they've made it more difficult. But you don't have to travel to a whole other country. At least even travel to, like, I don't know, visit the South once or something. At least once. I don't know. I want to have a really cool, I think it'd be a fucking sick like adventure, is to drive to every single state capital. Because there are fucking 50 of those motherfuckers. Right? It's gonna take forever. But it'd be such a cool experience being able to see the difference between everywhere. I don't know, because to be fair, I haven't traveled much. But when I went to California, it was so different. It was like nothing like where I am from, to be honest with you. The environment was different. The even just the culture around was different. It was so interesting. It was so, I don't know, I liked it. It was awesome. I didn't like the weather. It was way too hot. But it was so cool seeing things so differently. And then I've also been to Canada, whatever the city is that's like right above Washington. I can never remember the name of it for some reason. But that was honestly, Washington is just diet Canada, but hold the ice, essentially. So it wasn't that different, excluding the fact that there was like a currency difference you had to account for. And also there were the French. The French were also there. That was kind of the only difference. It was like Washington, but more French. You mentioned before something like, I can't say that as a white man. Bro, I've seen 3 black people in my entire life. That's really funny. Sorry, it's really funny to me. It's crazy the difference. Now talking about cultures and religions. Like, imagine living your whole life in a country large, like the 3 times the city of. Well, no. Okay, so I don't think when it comes to the different cultures. Okay, this is why a lot of namely Europeans, ended up coming to the States, and then they backpedaled on the fact that the United States doesn't have any culture. The reason why the United States feels so different, I guess, is because the sheer amount of immigration. For example, where I live, you have, so if I can remember correctly, I might be a little bit wrong or outdated, but a large amount of the population in the States is a white man, or white man and woman, obviously, but is Caucasian and whites. But that's because of Europe. And then you have, oh, it's a tie between 2 that I can never remember. It's Latin American descent and African American, and I can never remember which one comes first. But that's like the main 3, and then everyone else. The reason why it's so varied depending on where you go, for example, where I live in Washington, specifically on this side of Washington, it is a lot of you're obviously going to get the white as the primary, but that's like a given. Then you have Latin descent, which is usually, or around here is usually Mexican, and then Native Americans, because we have a couple of reserves in Washington. That's like the primary like split, but that's 3 different whole fucking cultures there that have all combined into one area, and have therefore combined all of those cultures together, creating something completely different. Like, there's a lot of similarities, obviously, between others, which is where people were saying there was none, but they've combined all of the things from their cultures to create something different, which is very interesting. Like, imagine one city, alive in one country, like 3 times the city of New York. New York is terrifying. Can I be honest? New York is one of those states, mostly cities. I'm thinking of New York City because that's what everyone thinks of. I don't want to go there. That place scares me. They seem absolutely terrifying. The way the city's built, the everyone, I know everyone's not mean, but like the thought of everyone being mean scares me. I also just don't like big cities. I'm a small town guy. That seems terrifying. I don't know. But if you like go down to California, for example, this mostly has to do with the fact that it used to be owned by Mexico, and during the, oh fuck, what was the war called? It wasn't 1918 war, was it? I don't remember. But there's a lot of Spanish culture engraved in a lot of California's like largest cities, but that's just because most of the immigrants were from Mexico and Spanish descent. So you're gonna get a lot more of that. And then because they're also getting mixed with all of the other cultures that are also getting mixed in from there, people who are coming from Pacific Islands, all the entirety of the Pacific Islands coming in from there, they're getting that culture mixed into there. It's so cool. Okay, as much as everyone in the States likes to shit on California, dude, it's such a cool place. Like, I feel like it's just objectively a fucking cool ass place. Ignore all of the issues California has. It's so cool. I would never want to live there. Horrible, horrible place to live. Not fun. But a sick place to visit, not gonna lie. I love visiting there. I would love to visit New York, but I too am very anxious about cities so big and diverse. However, I have friends and family members in Cali, Fresno, Sacramento, Saint something, so I might stick with the West Coast. I like the West Coast personally. I also haven't been to the East Coast. I will be going to the East Coast for the very first time on Friday, and I'm very excited. I am also nervous as a motherfucker, but we'll see. I don't know. I like it over here. It's pretty sick. There's a really famous drive I can't remember the name of. Can you click, please? Thank you. Where you can literally travel across the entirety of the West Coast. There's like a fucking road that literally, that goes all the way across the West Coast. I really want to take that drive. It sounds so peaceful and so fun. Did I accidentally? I did. Why are you visiting there for the first time? I'm gonna be meeting a bunch of friends for the very first time in person. A lot of my I'm gonna not have this actually. A lot of my online friends are either from Canada or the East Coast. So my friend proposed that they would pay for my this is Pinky, by the way. Proposed that they would pay for my tickets to go to, what's the convention called? They would pay for my fan expo tickets if I could get myself over there, and they would also pay for like everything else. I just have to get the tickets to get there. So I worked my ass off to be able to afford tickets to go over to Boston. So I will be going to Boston, Massachusetts on Friday for the first time. This is also my first time flying on my own and flying since high school. and flying within the states has changed drastically since then. And also, I don't have a school in charge of it, which is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying to think of. Hello, can you open? Thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited for the journey and excited to meet people. Also, terrified. It'll be fun though. I don't know. I kind of wanted to record while I was there. I don't know how much recording I'll actually do. Because that will require me to bring more stuff with me. I also don't currently have the money to get a larger memory card. Because I'm not gonna bring my nice camera because bringing that through an airport stresses me out. And it's expensive. So I was tempted to bring the GoPro. The issue is I don't have a very large capture card for my GoPro. And I would probably end up needing multiple. Like the closest thing I could think of to make up for that is maybe using Pinky's computer to upload things to my channel while I'm there so I could clear them. And then just having them be private until I'm able to edit them. But I don't know. I kind of just don't want to have to worry about it. I will say this is very nice because I'm not the one having... Normally, if I want to do something with my friends, I have to plan it. And I didn't have to plan shit, which was awesome. Not having to be the one in charge of figuring things out for everyone is amazing. I love that. Okay, I need to use the bathroom real quickly. We're also reaching near an end point here because we have to get off at 4. So we're going to be doing some deliveries so I can help. We're going to be doing some deliveries so I actually have spending money once I get there. It is 46. Okay. Yeah, we have quite a bit of these. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to finish these in like 10 minutes. Okay, chat. Let me real quickly back everything up. So it is 8/4/2026 and it is 346. 346 and commit 55 files. Push to origin. I don't know why it's not automatically pushing. Okay. Okie dokie, chat. Let's see. I can get this out of here. I can get this out of here. Why are you open? Okay. You just ride along, enjoy that then. However, it was a blast talking to you. I hope that will stop by blah blah blah. Stop by some next time. East Coast 1 a.m. for me. Damn. All right, you have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for the follow. Oh my god, you subbied. Oh my god, thank you so much for the subs. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You didn't have to do that. Okay. I need to go. I also need to piss. Need a piss. Anyways, chat. That is all I got for you. We're gonna say bye-bye to TikTok first. TikTok, if you'd like, I'm live over on Twitch and also YouTube now. So you can definitely go check me out there. TTV/Thy Mighty Duck. Go check me out there. Anyways, bye-bye, TikTok. Okay. TikTok, out of here. Go away. This still needs to be open, actually. No, it doesn't. I'm a liar. Okay. I think I'm just gonna close these. I don't think I'm gonna actually use them later. Okay, so we will be live tomorrow, same time, noon Pacific Standard Time. I'm not 100% sure what we were gonna do. I was originally gonna do Minecraft today, but my hands aren't being as cooperative with me today, so I didn't think gaming would be a good idea. And most of Obsidian is me literally just copy and pasting things. so I don't actually have to type very much. Anyways, tomorrow we might also just be doing obsidian stuff again. I'm not sure yet. There's also a chance we play Pal World. So there's a video I want to make. So I'm not 100% sure yet. Anyways, that's all bleh. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you everyone for popping in. I appreciate it. Thank you for the subbies Morty Fist?